Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another episode in What is in Our Stand Today. That's a series of videos where we sometimes will do a how-to, but mainly we do a why we are doing certain maintenance on a bike. In this case, we have a Cannondale Super Six Evo, which is one of my all-time favorite carbon bikes. Yes, I did say carbon bike. So what I want to do is go through this bike and just show you some of the things that need work. If it's your first time to the channel, thank you so much for coming. If it's your multiple time or your repeat viewer of my channel, thank you so much, and hopefully you are subscribed. I've got a lot of different content on this channel for those that have just come on for the first time. For example, I was just at the Race Across America start and shot some video there with some folks. So the channel has a variety of topics on it. Okay, so let's get into this bike and let's see what's going on with it. So this gentleman just moved to the local area. He was living up in Los Angeles, so there's the Helen Cycle sticker there. And he found me just because I'm very close to his home. And he said, I've got my bike. It needs some service. And, it's been in storage for over a year. And my dad wants to get out and do some riding. So I need to get my bike up to speed, as they say. So we are looking at, at a bare minimum, an overhaul. So we're going to take everything off of this frame. We're going to take the fork out, check the bearings on that. We're going to take the bottom bracket out, check the bearings on that. We're going to obviously replace the chain because of all the corrosion that you can see there. We're going to do all new cables and housing to put it back together. You can see this housing here has some type of, I don't know what happened, but it's kind of chewed up or something. So we'll replace all the cables, all the housing. This is a very well-equipped bike. It's got Dura-Ace brakes and derailleurs and pedals and shifters and all that. So, and then if anyone is well-versed in Cannondale parts, these cranksets are super light. The Cannondale system integration proprietary crankset. And the only Achilles heel to this bike was the BB30 in there. Lots of creaking, lots of noise. I know some of you will post a comment, I've been riding my Cannondale for 20 years. I've never had a creaking. Yes, you are the exception. But the rule is most bikes with BB30, PF30, those kinds of bikes, they have lots of creaking issues. It's just a known fact you can't manufacture a bottom bracket shell perfectly, and so there's always going to be a void when you put a round peg in an oval hole, and yeah, you get creaking. So it's a nightmare for a mechanic. But luckily, and smart of Cannondale, they got away from their BB30 on quite a few of their bikes. They are now back to threaded bottom brackets. As you can see, the bar tape is definitely in need of replacement. There's a lot of corrosion, so the typical dust and rust that mechanics see either from a bike that's been neglected for a while or triathlete's bike with a lot of corrosion from the sweat. But the frame itself is in very good condition, and if this gentleman ever wants to get rid of this frame, it is a 54, which is what I used to race on. I would now ride a 56, but I would make an exception for this frame. But yeah, super light frame. It's got carbon wheels, really nice group set. There is some damage to the shifters, but all told, this is just a cracking bike. This is a really, really, really nice frame. It rides really well. Now, because time has moved on, the chain stays and seat stays, they don't allow for the larger tire volume that we're used to now with finger quote modern bikes. Well, I guess modern bike does apply. The technologically advanced bikes is the finger quote. So they have probably a 25 tire limitation. Some might get a 26 in there. It just depends on the internal volume of your rim, but there just isn't much room for large volume tires on this bike. These tires are both flat, so we'll probably replace the tubes, but I also think we're going to replace the rear tire because, as you can see here, there's quite a bit of weathering on the tire, and this material starting to flake off. So you can see that on my thumbnail there. So this rear tire should definitely get replaced. I'll inspect the front. Now, the only challenge is with these types of wheels, you can see the hidden nipples, and I know most of you have seen my other videos. Not a fan of hidden nipples. I like wheels that are very easy to service. For example, like this being a head Ardennes wheel, external nipples, straight pull spokes, or a J-bend on the rear. So this is just a very easy wheel to service, whereas those internal nipples, I hope that I have the wrench for those, the spoke wrench for those. But anyway, that's what we'll be working on for the next day or so in between taking care of customer flow. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned because there's quite a bit of video content coming. I'm working in the shop. I'm trying to ride my bike, and editing videos it's time consuming, as anyone will tell you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you up the road.